I'm sure you'd love to hobnob with the casting directors and showrunners from your favorite Netflix series. I mean, who wouldn't, right? And you probably think that that's impossible right now, but it may not be quite as out of reach as you think it is. The standard, boring, generic networking advice for actors revolves around showing up, collecting cards, and being patient. It makes you feel like you're always at the bottom, looking up. What you need to know is how to connect with people at eye level who can open the doors for you that you can't open for yourself. But your network is only as good as the people in it. So you don't necessarily need more connections. You need better ones. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make them from wherever you currently are in ways that I bet you probably haven't heard about yet. There is this hierarchy in film which can feel like it puts you squarely at the bottom. And that's why every interaction feels like life or death. And I get it. I do. But the problem is that people who cast you can feel that manic desperation, and it's a turnoff. What that does is create a divide with the people who can hire you, when what you want to be doing is getting closer to them. Hey, I had the same problem because it's hard to have normal conversations with the people who you think have the power to make or break your career. The stakes are just too high. And that is why it is so important to find ways to connect at eye level, just to level the playing ground. And the only way to do that is if you have something of equal value to offer. And I know, your talent, right? But hey, you can't fix this pedestal problem while you're still in the dynamic of needing something. You've got to find ways to connect with these people somewhere they're not judging you as an actor and you're not hoping that they're going to choose you. But here's the thing. This whole industry runs on people working together. Casting directors need to fill roles. Showrunners need to cast their shows. DOPs need someone to film. Screenwriters need actors to bring their words to life. And coaches need actors to work with. Everyone's trying to find people who make their job easier. So wouldn't it be great if you could actually connect with them in a way that you are helping them out as well? That way they're not actually doing you a favor by showing up. They're building their own network, staying visible, keeping their skills sharp. And that's the equal value that you've been looking for. You probably have tons of questions. What makes a good audition? How can I stand out as an actor? What's the difference between typecasting and branding? I know when I was relaunching my career, the actors in my circle were a huge source of really valuable information. They were great at telling me the who and the where. This photographer, that agent, or this class and that casting director. But what they couldn't tell me was the what and the how. What exactly makes a good headshot great? Or how can I nail my self-tape so the casting directors always call me in? We were all just guessing at the answers. And even when someone got something right, we didn't know why. These are the questions that most other actors can't answer. So we need experts for those answers. And unless you like stumbling around in the dark, the time is ticking, folks. And learning by trial and error, that is time intensive. You can condense your timeline exponentially just by getting answers from the right people when you need them. And the people who have those answers are probably a lot closer and more accessible than you think. There are local agents, casting directors, acting coaches, photographers. They're all in or near your community. You just have to bring them into the room with you and your actor friends. Of course, I'm not talking about David Fincher. I'm talking about people in your market who actually know how things work where you are. And you have to start with your own questions. What are you dying to know more about or understand better or be better at? Because those are your first opportunities to begin building relationships with the people who can open doors. Because let me tell you, YouTube definitely cannot tell you what's happening in your market. Only you can figure that out through your own research. And you need to get scrappy and resourceful. Look on Backstage, or better yet, IMDb Pro, because that's where you can see who's actually working in your market and who they are already connected to. Then you just reach out. You see if one or more of the local agents would be willing to answer a Q&A with local actors, or if one of the casting directors would teach a workshop on what makes a great self-tape. That's how you remove the need dynamic from the equation and introduce collaboration. You just have to make it worth their while. And there are a few ways to do that, which I'm going to get to in just a sec. This way, you're not only helping your actor friends and yourself get the answers that you all want, you're also networking up at the same time. You're giving value to your friends and the people you want to work with. And here's what's really important. Just by having these peripheral to being an actor conversations with the people in the industry, you're already starting to talk to them on a different level, on eye level. And you're not in the audition room or on the other side of a self-tape where they're the ones deciding if you're good enough. You're the one who's organizing something, or you're facilitating, you're collaborating. You are connecting on a much deeper level, and you're getting what you need to be a better, more bookable actor. And that, my dear friends, that changes everything. And did I mention you can also get paid for this? More on that in a second as well. Here's what else happens when you create these kinds of collaborations. You start meeting actors who are further along than you are. Think about it. When there's a workshop with a top casting director, who shows up? Actors who are serious about their craft. Actors who are already working. Actors who have access to the rooms that you are trying to get into. Now, I'm sure you've heard the idea about becoming the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. That's what this does. It upgrades your circles. And your circle matters because that's where the opportunities actually come from. It's not just who you know, but who knows you and what they think you're capable of. And this compounds because while you're building relationships with casting directors who can book you, you're also meeting actors with better connections than you have. And those actors introduce you to their networks, and it just keeps building from there. Look at Margot Robbie. She's a great example of this. She didn't try to go from an Australian soap opera straight to working with Martin Scorsese. She used her soap work to get better opportunities in Australia first. Then she used those to get her foot in the door in LA. Each level builds on the credentials you need for the next one. That's how this actually works. And look, training matters for networking too, because it gives you the confidence you need when you do get into those rooms. Think about when Margot slapped DiCaprio in the face on that Wolf of Wall Street audition, right? It wasn't just the slap that got their attention, though that definitely got their attention. It was how committed she was to her choice. And that comes from real training. And that confidence turns access into work, and work gives you better proof, and better proof opens better rooms, and better rooms connect you to better people. It's like this cycle that just keeps on stacking, because the best connections in the world cannot help you if you suck, if you can't deliver. And the best training in the world doesn't matter if you can't get in the room. You need both. And that's why curating workshops works, because you're building skills and connections at the same time. And that compounding effect, each level building on the next, works from anywhere. You don't need to be in LA or London to start. I don't know about you, but when I was starting my acting career, oh my God, almost 40 years ago in Chicago, I heard a lot of people telling me to stop being so impatient, that I needed to pay my dues, that I have to start small, start local, work my way up slowly, get successful in Chicago first, then I could think about reaching out to the people in LA. And then maybe, eventually, if I'm lucky, someone will notice what a good little actor I've been and give me a chance at the big girl roles. That's bullshit. If you keep waiting for your turn, you might never get it. I know for me, believing that advice kept me from orchestrating my own luck for a very long time. Besides, your city does have opportunities. Most do. But if it doesn't have what you need, then create it. When I decided to relaunch my acting career after a 16-year break from Munich, Germany, which, if you haven't noticed, isn't exactly the English language acting hub of the world, I needed advanced level acting training in English, and I needed it to fit around my family and my life. So instead of flying to LA or London every month, completely unrealistic, I brought those top-level coaches to me, and I invited other actors who wanted the same thing. And then we all got the connections and the skills that the actors in LA and London were getting without actually having to be there. And better yet, because I was the one facilitating all of this, I got even closer contact with those people. I also started reaching out to people that I wanted to work with. So, for instance, I interviewed John Levy for my podcast. He was the casting director from little-known shows like ER, The West Wing, Shameless. And we've just kept in touch. Not daily, obviously, but once or twice a year, how you doing, what's been going on, that kind of a thing. And at this point, I have a standing invitation to meet him for drinks the next time I'm in LA visiting my son. If you want to hear that interview, it is a masterclass on what to do when you have an audition like that. I'll link to it in the show notes below. And the thing is that it's even easier today to reach out to those kind of people than it was when I started. Social media, email, Zoom, self-tapes. These are the great equalizers. They let you get on people's radars. They let you start conversations and audition for things that you wouldn't normally have been able to do. You can build relationships and access to bigger opportunities literally from anywhere. That's how I ended up working with Netflix and Hallmark and A24. It wasn't because I moved to LA. It was because I built the access right where I am right now, which is still Munich, Germany. So at this point, you might be wondering, okay, but how do I actually talk to people who are, further ahead than me without being weird about it? I know. Sometimes for us actors, this whole dance can feel as complicated as trying to defuse a bomb, but it doesn't have to be that dramatic. A lot of times, what gets someone's attention isn't some perfectly crafted pitch. It's just that you notice something specific about their work. Not, I loved your film, so please keep me in mind for your next one. But just like a normal human acknowledgement of something that actually affected you. Maybe a director made a short film that you loved. Well, tell them. Everybody loves sincere compliments, especially about their work. Just make sure to be specific about what you saw and what you liked so that they know you meant it. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be about acting. Sometimes the most memorable interactions are just life. I once told a casting director about a seafood spot in Lisbon that I thought they'd love because I saw that they were on vacation on Instagram. And they eventually ended up going and then tagging me from their post about their dinner. And, I didn't think much of it, but months later, I got an audition for a project that they were working on. Whether one was directly related or not, who knows, but it didn't hurt. People relax when they don't feel like you're targeting them for something. And sometimes the most valuable thing you can do is just pay someone for their expertise. I will pay you to tell me this thing that I cannot figure out on my own is completely legit. That's not bothering them. That's hiring them, which gives you the opportunity for all the other little human interactions that just naturally come up during conversations that you're going to be having. That's what keeps it on even ground. You both have something of value to exchange. They get to know you as a person first, and as an actor second, and vice versa. All those little ways to be valuable or even just memorable, let's be honest, that's what networking actually is. It doesn't have to feel transactional. You can curate your work friends just like you curate your other friends. I put together something called the Access Granted Guide that walks you through this literally just step by step. It's free, and the link is in the description below. Look, it boils down to this. People like to work with people they like. That's just a fact. And the more ways you find to make real connections with the people who have the experience and the access that you want, the more opportunities you're going to get. So be curious, be useful when you can, and don't make it weird. You'll be surprised how far that can take you. And apparently, YouTube thinks you are going to love this video.